You don't have to be tougher. You don't have to be louder. You don't have to go from introvert to extrovert overnight. You need to come home to yourself. And I know that's where the cheese is. I know that might be a cheesy line, but I absolutely love it. It is so true for me. We look to cling to other things, mimic other people. We ask ourselves, who do I need to be? What do I need to be in order to be loved? We've all been in high school, man. If I get the chain wallet, I'm definitely going to get the girl. Chicks love chain wallets. Who do I need to be in order to be liked? And we continue to play that game into adulthood. I got to be louder. I got to be this person at the office. I have to be this person in the relationship. Especially scrolling through this rectangle bullshit, which I am guilty of. You get a sense like I got to be more like them, more like that. They got this successful thing. We try to mimic subconsciously through scrolling and looking at other people. We try to be somebody we're not. Our behaviors change, our thought patterns change. And you may be in a spot right now, maybe your late 20s, 30s, and you're like, who the hell am I? Welcome to the journey. That's a very important question. A one that comes with fear, for sure, but one that can also be met with curiosity and optimism. You know, any Bee Gees fans? Bee Gees fans, 1997, I think, the album Alone came out. Alone, and the hit single Alone, right? And, no, wait, what's it? So I'll wait, 'cause you know that love takes time. Oh, I love it. Love takes time. Love for somebody else doesn't take too much time. You fall in love, literally fall in love. It's a let go. It's a surrender. You fall in love. And to fall in love with ourselves doesn't really happen. We learn to love ourselves. That's what coming home to yourself is. Who are you really? And I want to tell you guys, there is no greater freedom than being able to be yourself. And therefore, there's no greater tension than having to protect and not be who you truly are. Everything you say doesn't come from a genuine place. It's not authentic. You're being somebody to impress others. You're being somebody because there's a fear and shame that if I show my true self, I'll be rejected. So there's a protection and a tension that we hold. Do you ever feel that? Do you ever feel that? And I'm talking to men specifically right now because there's so much pressure. I don't know if you've all seen that show Adolescence on Netflix about this toxic masculinity and what people are seeing online now. It's you have to fall in line to be a certain way. Rather than, how can you cultivate what's inside? See, men think that it's out there to be conquered. The world is out there to be conquered, and look what I can show for my time on earth. Look at what I can show. Whether it's possessions, whatever it is. So we cultivate our external world, and we don't cultivate and get to know what's really in here. It's like we're raised to not know ourselves, to hate ourselves, to constantly be in pursuit. And then the moment we sit alone, the moment we're with ourselves, oh my gosh, it's not familiar. It's so foreign to be truly here. And that's the practice, man. That's the practice. That's the learning. That's the cultivation. It's not the falling in love with the external. It's the learning to love yourself. I wonder if you've ever felt that. I wonder if you're feeling that right now. And then in order to gain this love and learn to love myself, this means I got to be tougher. I got to be louder. I got to do more to-dos. I got to check off more boxes. So we take so much, we immerse ourselves in activity and busyness. And that removes us further from ourselves. And I remember being on this podcast years ago, and I can't listen to it anymore because I'd cringe myself the fuck out. But I said, we got to do less doing and more being. And I totally disagree, because if you've ever sat for a long time or been unemployed and have nothing to do, that is some painful shit. To not have a reason to get up in the morning, to not have meaning, to not have people depending on you, the boredom is so debilitating. But to do things while being, to be present while you're doing things, that's the name of the game. And that's how you get to know who you are. I've never had an aha moment. I'm not kidding. I've never had an aha moment while I've been listening to music. I've never had an aha moment when I've been kind of reading a book, whether it's self-help or not. I've actually never had a moment when I've been super busy talking to somebody or working or listening to a podcast. The aha moments come when I'm walking with no music. The aha moments come when I'm in a state of meditation. The aha moments come if I'm in church and praying. I wonder if you've given yourself that opportunity to come home to yourself. It's not about doing more. And you can sense that urge within you sometimes. There's a constant pull because we feel this lack within us. We feel like I'm not enough. Once I do the then I'll be enough. Once I get the chain wallet, then I'll be enough. Once I get the double D side piece, then I'll be enough. And what happens when your face is in the double D's motorboating, the lack is still there. The lack is still there, especially post-nut. So what do? Well, first of all, we don't have to take it all serious, right? The who am I? And oh my gosh, I do feel that. And I'm constantly busy, and I'm constantly trying to improve my life by doing things in the external and by conquering things out in the external world. By ticking boxes. I got the gym thing. I'm doing this at work. I'm climbing the corporate ladder. I'm swiping on Hinge like there's no tomorrow. I'm going on dates. I'm making things happen. Of course, doing things is great. But is it in exchange with you coming home to yourself and really getting to know yourself? So here's the invitation. It's Mental Health Week, May 5th to 11th. So in celebration of Mental Health Week, because so many men deal with depression and don't talk about it. The reason we don't come home is when are men encouraged to be in touch with themselves? When are men encouraged to get to really know themselves? And to know yourself doesn't mean you can bench 185 now. To know yourself means, what am I running from? Everything that's so neurotic within me, all the mistakes I've made in the past, every time I've been embarrassed, every time I've really fucked up, my worries about the future, who I am right now. How can you sit and be with all of that? I'm going to say that one more time, because that is my daily practice, and that's why I'm here. Because sometimes life is so overwhelming, the feeling of being inadequate, the feeling of lostness and not belonging and being a wanderer and not having 2 feet on the ground ever, not feeling safe within our own bodies and minds. How can you be with all of that? Everything from your past. Because you're doing it right now, eh? Everything from your past. The millions of moments. Everything that you're sitting with right now, as far as worries about the future, plans about the future, to-do lists right now. You zoned out 2 minutes ago because you're like, Scott, hurry the fuck up. I got to do some stuff. Everything. How can you live with all of this while still taking care of today's things that are necessary? That's living. And some people find that very difficult, which is why there's distraction. Which is why there's so much pornography, which is why there's nonstop scrolling. So I'm going to ask you a few questions, and if you resonate with any of the points that I'm about to read out, I would love you to click the link and we get on a free call and I ask you some questions. It's an interview. It's so I can build something that's for people just like you, for men just like you. Hopefully soon, women to be invited as well. Okay? But men just like you. I'm not going to get into the identification as a man. I'm just saying you're a man, you know you're a man, let's see, dick balls, whatever. So if you're someone who relates to the following, there's a link in the description and a link in the first comment. You just put your name in and I would ask you about 12 questions on a call together, a video call. We get to meet. It would be awesome. And this would help me tremendously on being a guide to those who are in this season of lostness, inner criticism, self-doubt. You don't know this, but I'm going to be putting out a video when this program comes out. I took a video in 2022, like a video journal. And in 2022, I was so unbelievably scared, anxious, depressed, lost. Now, these are just words, right? Okay, but to sense in that feeling, I had no clue what to do. And I put in this video, I'm like, future Scott, if you're watching this, I hope you're in a position now where you feel a little more grounded. And that's what I want to help you with. Gain a sense of that groundedness and coming home to yourself. Because if there's one thing everybody wants, you included, I guarantee it, a sense of contentment, maybe calm, inner acceptance for what you've done, for the mistakes you've made, for who you are. How can you learn to love who you are? Because I guarantee it, you're an amazing person. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. Did I sound Canadian? No, doo-doo booty. So, if you're feeling lost, if you deal with overthinking and a high degree of inner criticism, like a lot of negative self-talk, you get 98% on the test, where's the extra 2%? Okay? You say one wrong thing, you beat yourself up for it. You feel like you're constantly not enough and needing to achieve, seeking the external validation for how you feel inside, right? It's like if I put this video up and it gets 3 views, I'm going to beat myself up, call myself a loser. You're not entertaining enough. It's not interesting enough. Nobody needs your help, right? So do you deal with things like that and reliance on achievement and people pleasing for that sense of self-worth? It's my job here it's not just about happiness. Happiness is the byproduct. It's about you really getting to know yourself and feel safe in who you are. So if that sounds good to you, click the link in the description. Sign up. I'd love to talk to you. No cost whatsoever. Can't wait to meet you. And we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.